What's good, Knuckles family? It's Knuckles back with the Knuckles Family and Friends podcast with our second movie review. If you know remember back in February, me and Jesse did a review on the Birds of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, and it was a long ass title, which I don't want to get into, but it was a long title, and that was our first movie
No,
review.
it's Beards of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I'll get it right.
The movie should have been called Harley Quinn and Friends because there's no such thing as the Birds of Prey until the end of the movie. So that's false advertising, if you ask me. So yeah, that was our last movie review that we done. We probably would have done Wonder Woman if that movie came out on time. Hell, maybe even Black Widow, which I doubt you want to see that, but there would have been more movies down the line.
I
But
want to see Black Widow.
okay, never mind then.
It looks like one of the Marvel movies I would actually enjoy.
Oh,
But
you didn't enjoy Black Panther? I thought you enjoyed that movie.
it was fine.
Liar.
It was enjoyable to watch, but it wasn't like I don't know. It
But
was a
again,
superhero movie.
we
It
are
was
talking to the
Marvel.
Marvel hater. We are talking to the Marvel hater here. So I mean, that I take that with a grain of salt. And also this video is brought to you by F Mayonnaise, as I always point out all the time we do these things. Always point that out. And I hope everyone is having a good Labor Day. I mean, Labor Day weekend. Normally it's like the last weekend of the summer. They say I say it is. So I think summer 2020 was okay for me, despite COVID being in a way for a lot of big plants, but it was okay for me. I just mainly hung out with a couple of friends on my birthday, and I played The Last of Us 2 for majority of the summer. So that was my game of the summer right there for me. I think yours would be Ghost of Tsushima, I would say.
Yeah,
Hi, Sarah.
yeah. Is Sarah here?
She was right there.
Oh, oh.
She was right there.
Do you want to join us, Sarah? All right, she doesn't want to join us.
Oh, it's okay, Sarah. That's fine. You may continue to disappoint me, but that's fine. Um, so as you can tell by the title, we are going to do the movie slash thoughts review slash thoughts on the new movie Tenet that just recently came out. A Christopher Nolan film, and the same guy that directed Inception, which was a very confusing movie. And I'm going to start off by saying this: that movie Tenet confused the shit out of me. Like I am still confused. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, viewers and listeners. I try to understand what happened in this movie. I even try looking at videos that explain the ending. Only got like maybe like 5% of what they were saying. Now coming into this movie, I knew it's gonna be tough like to understand it, but I'm like, you know what? I can handle this. I can do this. Let me get my big brain on going on right now, and I can understand this movie. I focus, and I still was like, huh? I'm literally like, I'm trying to pretend I'm smart. I'm like, yeah, I'm smart. I can. This shit's easy to understand. False. I'm putting on this fake smart tough guy act, and I'm like, I don't know what goes on in this movie. Like, it's a
I think
cluster F.
it could be. I think it could be easy for someone to say to you, "Oh, well, you're not big brain enough," or to use this as an insult, like, "Oh, you were probably texting or something during the movie." Like, no, this movie is legitimately very hard to follow, and it's not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's in a good way. So, Christopher Nolan's my favorite movie director. I've seen all of his other movies. Inception's my favorite movie. Inception. Well, yeah, Inception's what got me into Chris Nolan films, and then from that I watched the Dark Knight trilogy, and then that kind of helped build me into the DC universe.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Just you
Compared
said.
to like, this is definitely a movie I think not everyone's gonna like.
In terms of
I think
now, like, here's the thing. I'm not saying this was a bad movie because it has like I'm not gonna sit here and say just because I didn't understand it, I didn't enjoy it. Like it's a good movie. It was just so hard for me to understand. Like, then again,
from what I
would it make sense for me to even like a movie I didn't understand? Would that make sense?
I think I can explain kind of what what I think you're trying to go at. So just to kind of like make clear for the audience, I think the biggest issue I have with this movie is the audio mixing. And I was listening to some other people, and they all said the same thing, that it is very difficult to hear what is going on or to hear what the characters are saying. I
So it
think part
wasn't
of the
just our
problem is
theater. It wasn't just our
it was
theater.
not. Yeah, I was. I was reading other reviews, and then other people said they thought it was just their theater, but then everyone that they talked to said it was the same issue when they watched the movie.
Oh,
So
before you
I kind
go
of
on,
noticed
before
the
you,
same thing with his last movie. What was that war movie that he did? Sarah, what was the last war movie that Nolan did? Dunkirk, yeah. So it was the same kind of way with Dunkirk, where I really don't remember much of the dialogue from that movie. And I think it's because the music and the sound effects were so loud, or similar to Dark Knight Rises, where you couldn't really understand what Bane was saying. There was a few scenes where people were
yeah,
wearing like gas masks that it kind of muffled their voice. Plus, you really couldn't hear them. They also had very thick accents, particularly British accents, but I think there was a few South Asian, I'm going to assume,
yeah,
accents that it's kind of hard where, if you're watching a movie all, done by British actors, you can kind of like switch something in your brain where you just kind of understand it. But going back and forth between actors speaking in two different accents, I think kind of threw me off from understanding what the dialogue was saying.
yeah. But before I say anything, I just want to give a fair warning. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen this movie, go see it right now. If you
Oh
don't,
no, don't give spoilers. Don't give spoilers. We're not giving spoilers.
we're not giving
You
spoilers.
don't even understand the movie. All right.
Well, you're
I'll
gonna
try
give.
my best.
You're. I mean, you would have. Okay, so I mean,
No,
I
we're
mean,
not giving spoilers. No spoilers.
no. I mean, oh, if I mean, you're. If you want to give out spoilers, be sure to. Because I mean, if you want to, go ahead and do that. But I mean,
No,
like I
no,
said,
no
I
spoilers.
can't give away spoilers because I can't understand it. So, like you said, I didn't mean that I was going to spoil in
No, I
terms of
won't
me.
give
I mean,
spoilers.
I mean, hell, even if I was going to spoil for, I wouldn't know where to begin. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah, the only things I'm going to be speaking about in terms of spoilers is just the general plot to kind of help people to like understand what's going on when they actually see the movie because of how hard it is to follow.
Yeah. Now I
Uh,
will. I will
I'm going
say
to
that.
keep things very vague, and I'm not going to spoil anything at all.
Oh, yeah. Now, like I said, I want to explain to my audience. Jesse is going to be explained in most of this movie because, like I said, I'm be like I want to be honest with you guys. Like it was very hard for me to understand this movie. I just it was just difficult. I tried very very hard, and like I said, like even by all means, if you get this movie on your first shot, like by all means, props to you. But like it's gonna, I mean, it's not just me, but like even you yourself, and you're a smart guy, like it's hard for like anyone to like full get a full grasp of this movie, especially the first time they watch. I mean, you might have to watch this movie like two or three times. Like Inception,
Yeah.
I had to watch the movie again to understand that movie.
Hmm.
And and you understand. And I kind of like movies that make you want to watch it again and make you think. You know what I mean? Because like not
Hmm.
everyone's gonna like a very complex movie. I don't mind complex movies. I'm just saying like, God dang man, it's difficult for me to watch this. And I'm like, I don't want to spend that much money to see that movie again. You know what I mean? Like I like have to
Yeah.
watch it until it
So
comes back on
I
a
think
or something.
what you were saying is like you didn't dislike the movie, but you just weren't sure what to think of it. And I think the best way to explain it is I'll use Black Panther as an example. If you look at the overarching plot and the plot points of Black Panther, it's nothing really that no one has ever seen. Like it's plot that has been done before. And I'm just saying like broad, like big picture plot progression of the movie. You have the heir to the throne who kind of gets kicked out, and then he comes back and beats up the bad guy, and then takes back over. That's just like huge, like big brushstroke of Black Panther's plot. But I think what made Black Panther good was the characters that they were interesting. Like you
Well,
had people that you cared about, for
it's
example. I
not
think that's
just
how a lot of Marvel movies are.
not just characters, but I don't want to get off top, but like with Black Panther, especially for us African Americans, like I said, that movie hit
Mhm.
our culture. Like we can relate to what
Yeah,
Killmonger was talking about because there's always a discussion like, are you on a Black Panthers or Killmonger side? Like us as Black people, we see the sides, we see both sides. Like that's what
mhm.
really like captured that movie for us very very well. And like it's like it's a bunch of things I can say about the movie, which I don't want like to get off
Yeah,
topic, but it's more than just a story as to why we love the movie, us African Americans.
yeah. So what I was trying to say was like Black Panther and Marvel movies are known for like their heart behind the movie. Like you have characters that are very interesting that people really like. Like I said, it's like, experiencing African culture in Black Panther. That's what made it so popular. But the overarching plot wasn't anything really that new, I
Yeah,
guess.
no,
It's like I
I
said,
should.
like setting aside the heart behind it. And so what I think the problem with Tenet is it has that kind of it's very different in terms of the way the scenes are shot. Like mechanically, I haven't really seen anything done quite like this, but it's lacking that heart behind what's going on. Like I didn't care about any of these characters at all that were in Tenet.
Mm,
Uh, they all were kind of all the actors played. It felt like the same character, where it's kind of like somewhat snooty, um, elegant kind of spy guy. Sort of like a James Bond is what every character was in this movie, where they kind of had like each character delivered their dialogue like they had their nose up in the air, but there really wasn't any like heart behind any of the characters that made them interesting.
so you would say
Does that
that
make
these characters are easily forgettable?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's, I think, the biggest flaw in this movie. And it didn't help, I think, with following the plot that they all talked really fast. They had thick accents that were hard for me to understand. I have a hard time just in general following British accents. Um, but they had a thick accents. They talked very loud. And it didn't seem like there was really a whole lot of like break in dialogue to help you process what you just listened to.
Mm. No,
And it was just like line, action scene, line, action scene. There was no like break in dialogue. If you look at like Star Wars, where episode 4, when Luke stares at the two suns from the sunset, and then he's just staring at him, and then the music gets really loud. Like a very well-known scene where there's no dialogue in it, but like you got the emotion behind it. Like this movie does
mm.
not have that at all.
Well, I
And
think we
that's what I
might be
think is the
going.
biggest flaw with it.
I think we might
They
be
kind
going
of
a little bit
slowed
too.
stuff down.
I think we might be going a little bit too fast. Like, let's say what the plot is first, because I think we want to talk about characters after you reveal what the plot.
Okay.
I feel as though we're going a little bit too
Yeah.
fast. Explain to the audience, like I said, I wouldn't be able to explain it in a very good way, but explain to the audience like what Tenet's
Yeah.
about. Spoiling. Like, give me like the premise of it.
Without spoiling, or I guess minor plot spoilers, and just what I'm going to say is overarching plot of what, like the backstory kind of thing behind the movie. Me telling the audience this is just going to help you follow the plot, not actually spoil anything. Basically, there's been an organization that has found a way to reverse time for certain objects. And sort of like how we have nukes that blow up a certain space, so like they'll blow up a city or something like that. They found a way to deliver nukes to blow up a certain point in time.
Yes.
Is the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they send stuff back in time, those objects or people, because they'll send people back, um, they experience time backwards. So the
Yeah.
people that are going forward in time will perceive people that are going backwards in time as though they're walking backwards. The people that are going backwards in time perceive the people as going forwards in time as walking backwards.
It's a mixture of like
So
going back in time, but still going through the present as we speak.
yeah. So um, if I was going back through time and walked into RL's room, I would walk into RL's room, facing forward, but RL would perceive me as walking in backwards because I'm going in the opposite direction in time as him.
Yeah.
Uh, that's I think the most simple way to explain it. If your brain kind of hurts, that's probably what you're gonna feel like going into this movie. If you've watched Nolan's other
Oh
films,
yeah. Brain
they're
fart.
all kind of like that, where they really try to push the boundaries on. I'm trying to think what the term is. Like it tries to go with non-linear storytelling. It's the best way to explain it. Sort of like how Memento did that, where you have a character who has memory loss, so it goes from the start of the movie is actually the end of the timeline, and then the end of the movie is the middle of the timeline, and it like jumps between
Yeah,
the end and the beginning and back and forth.
they
So
were
it's
going
if you are the kind
backward.
of person that just wants to go see stuff blow up, you're going to be lost this entire movie. And even if you
No,
like seeing those really hard to follow movies, you're still going to be lost.
no,
But
no,
you'll understand a little bit.
you can't come in this movie thinking like you're about to see an action movie and stuff like that. Like, no, it's completely opposite. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, clearly, when you look at the
Yeah.
trailer, that's not what it's trying to tell you. It's
Hmm.
completely a different aspect of it. But the movie, like I say, you're kind of really going backwards, not forward, throughout watching this film. I don't know if that's like giving a spoiler or anything like that.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's my basic overview of the plot. But I'm not going to say anything else besides, because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. Um, but in terms of like the action scenes as you had mentioned, like that's what I think is the highlight of this movie, though.
Seeing things go
Particularly,
backwards, like the bullet being like when he was in that room, it's like whatever happened in here hasn't happened yet. And then when
yeah,
he's
that was in the trailer. Yeah.
yeah, that was in the trailer. And seeing the shots fired going backwards, that was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, so there's again, I'm trying not to spoil anything, just like big, nondescript words or anything, but um, the action scenes there's a few where there's some characters going forwards in time,
Mm-hmm.
other characters that are going backwards in time that are fighting the people going forward. So their bodies are reacting weird to being hit because of the fact that they're traveling in opposite directions in time. But
Yeah.
it looks really cool.
No, it
Uh,
yeah, like I said,
where
definitely one of the strong points of the film right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely was.
Um, and so I think what Nolan had done with this movie is he was so focused on how do I execute this truly original idea of having things go forward and backwards in time in an action scene at the same time that I think he lost the heart behind the movie. Uh,
Mm.
that's what I think the biggest issue I have with it. It's kind of like Inception, except you can't really hear the dialogue, and the action scenes are just blowing your mind. Is the best way to explain it.
Yeah, like there, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but like there's one moment where they were talking. Sometimes they were speaking backwards, but like, I can really hear them at the point. I'm like, I'm following along, but I'm not following along. Like the audio was definitely like tough to hear on that
Hmm.
part. It definitely was.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now,
I think if the audio, if the dialogue was turned up and they would have slowed the dialogue down, like this would be a strong recommend for a movie.
yeah,
Um, but honestly, like I would, like I said, I'm a huge Nolan film. Love, he's my favorite director. Inception's my favorite movie. Um, I would say this honestly might be one of Nolan's weakest movies.
I was getting ready to ask you that. Yeah, do we think
Yeah.
like
I can't really rate it on a scale of like 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 because it's so. I think I need to watch it a few more times. But I would say if you're looking to see this movie, if you're a diehard Nolan fan, absolutely go see it in the theaters.
okay?
If you just, oh, this movie looks interesting, I would say you probably want to wait for it to be on DVD or for rent and just make sure you put subtitles on. And I think you'll follow this probably fine.
So you kind of would recommend this movie to the fans, but not to like a normal audience that wants to see good movies.
Yeah, I would. It's not that I wouldn't recommend it. I just wouldn't recommend seeing it in theaters because if you watch it at home, absolutely, like you need to put subtitles on. Uh, that's the biggest thing I would say for this movie is like make sure subtitles are on when you watch this thing.
So yeah, and that's not for another language, but like to hear what the who the characters are saying. Now you said that's one of your weakest points was like the audio and also him not
Mm,
having a heart. Now actually you didn't like the characters. Now
mm.
how can I say this? Did you think that it was the characters themselves you didn't like, or the actors playing them?
I think the main character, his character's name is protagonist, which I think is kind of dumb.
Yeah, the whole
Uh,
entire time, like I'm like, did we ever get a name for this dude? Because I'm pretty sure
no,
we're
he's
not
just
gonna
called
name.
the protagonist. I definitely think he tried. I think Robert Pattinson
I think his
tried and
name
was
is David,
better.
by the way. I think his name is David.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Well, I think Robert Pattinson. Everyone tried. I think I wasn't too crazy about the main female lead. Um,
Yeah, John David Washington, who was by the way, guys, is Denzel Washington's son. So I
mm,
think him having a name like that, that's gonna grow a lot of attention. But not to cut you off, but he was saying that I believe he was saying that there are jobs that he applied for, he didn't want to put his last name because how he put his last name, and people are gonna be like,
mm,
oh, it's Denzel's son, it's Denzel's son, and no, and I'm happy it did that.
mm.
Now I did like him in I really liked him in Black Lantern, which I highly recommend that movie. And he's also in this HBO show called Ballers. But I only watched maybe a couple episodes of that because I had a HBO trial, and that was a pretty decent show from what I've seen so far. But no, I think the dude can act. Now,
Yeah.
I think you being on a Christopher Nolan film, like that's no joke. Like he knows how to
Mm,
direct. Like he's not he's gonna pick you once he's the talent. So I mean, I thought like I
mm.
said, acting wise, I thought you did a good job. But yeah, name protagonist, I mean, might not be the best
Yeah.
thing.
I think if the dialogue, like I said, if the dialogue was slowed down, and I think if they tried harder to give each character a distinct personality, and where I guess I'm first thing that's coming to my mind is Rush Hour. You got is it Chris Tucker is the actor?
Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
And yeah,
Pretty good,
Jackie
by the
Chan.
way.
Like Chris Tucker's the funny guy, Jackie Chan's the more serious, the buddy cop show
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like I think it's something where um you said his name's John.
yeah, John David Washington.
Like if John was the serious guy, Robert Pattinson was the silly guy, I think we would have felt more heart behind the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
it just I wouldn't say John was bad in the movie. I definitely think he tried, but I think like I said, I think Nolan was more distracted with trying to figure out the execution of the movie rather than fleshing out the dialogue and character development.
Mm-hmm. I felt like there was a true chemistry between the two, and towards the end of the movie,
Mm,
not so much in the beginning or middle. It was like, okay, I don't think they couldn't trust each other, but I think towards the end of it, they're like, oh, okay. Like I said, without trying to do
mm,
my best, not give them any spoilers, but you saw a little bit of chemistry like towards the end, and then
mm,
his romance with the one girl. I mean, there was yeah, I should probably stop talking. Like I said, I don't want to give out too many stuff right now.
mm. Yeah, it just a lot of the dialogue was just all said the same.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
It
By the
needed to
way,
slow down for really emotional scenes,
yeah, and
and
bro,
it didn't.
I'm not gonna lie. And the antagonist in this movie just seemed like a spoiled brat. You see him like a spoiled brat in an old man's body. Like
Hmm.
like I said, I don't want to spoil, but the reason, but him having he's one of those guys where it's like, if I can have my girl, no one can, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man, like. I don't know. The villain for me was just a spoiled brat to me. Like like I said, without getting too much spoilers, but he's just a brat that needs to get beat the hell up. Honestly,
Mm.
I don't know if you like the antagonist in this film or not.
It, I that was what I was having. I still don't really fully comprehend is what was going on with the antagonist. But I think if I saw it a second time, I'll understand it better.
I know
But
a
like I said,
little
I think it
bit.
comes down to how hard it was to hear the dialogue.
I mean, like it has to do with future sense, but like he's just. I don't know, man. He like I said, I like antagonists. Don't get me wrong, but like this guy was just like a dick, dude. Like, I just normally when I hate a villain, like that's a good thing. But like this, I just like yeah, it just seems like he was like a spoiled brat. Honestly, man. Like he just didn't
Hmm.
like his reasoning for this stuff, as far as I can remember. I don't know. It was just stupid. But I'm like I said, take this with a grain of salt. I'm the guy that didn't really understand this movie, so y'all might have a different opinion from what I'm saying about it. But like, I don't know, the guy was just like he needs to be. It's like he just got this guy's got to go on a timeout or something.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they probably could have, like I said, if Nolan would have put a little more effort into the script and the dialogue, um, I think he could have come up with something a little bit better for motivation for the villain. Um,
But
but
actually, do you think if COVID didn't get in the way, you think this could have been different? Because when was it? When was this movie originally supposed to be coming out? Because I
it's supposed
forgot.
to come out in July. It's
Oh,
supposed to come out the week after my birthday. Yeah, Nolan's movies always come out the week after my birthday.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah.
Batman: The Dark Knight Rises came out in
Yeah,
July.
they're all in July. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I thought
It's
I
usually
thought
like the third weekend in July is usually when the movie comes out.
I thought The Dark Knight, the second one, The Dark Knight, came out in like June of 2008.
Oh, I'm not sure. I know they all come out during the summer. They all have.
Oh come on, yeah,
Usually
which
around
which I
Christmas.
which I like. I enjoy a good summer film. But like I said, do you think COVID might have I'm not sure how much change you would have done from July to September, but do you think they maybe pause a couple of things? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure what was finished shooting, but it's quite possible that that had kind of thrown them off. Um, Maybe with that audio mixing, might have been because of COVID. I'm not sure.
it could be they're trying to rush things. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
Now, unless I know you don't want to review it, but like not give a. So you said you would not even excuse me. You say you didn't want to give a score on this.
I don't think I can, honestly. I think I'd have to watch it once or twice more before I could really give a review. I think I could plant it in terms of quality from Nolan's films. Um, but even that's kind of hard to do because I think in terms of action, this is his best action movie. However, I think in terms of characterization and dialogue, it's his worst.
Do
But that's me not counting Nolan's first film, Following, which I think was from a film festival, which was
you-
never on the big screen. Wouldn't really count that one.
okay.
Um, but I think it might be his worst film. Uh, if I was to rank it, just because of how bad the dialogue is. Although, I think I'd probably put Dunkirk at the bottom, and then I'd put this one on top of Dunkirk. So I'd say it's probably his second worst. But
Now,
Nolan's films are all good. Like you can still watch them, enjoy them.
there's not a bad one. You just say like if you're ranking from like worst to best, it'll be like on the bottom. Not saying it's bad, but like I see
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from though. Now you said you had to watch the movie again to give it a score. Was that the same thing you thought about with Inception? 'Cause I think you told me you had to watch Inception a second time for you to fully grasp it.
Yeah. No, I remember I remember leaving that theater like absolutely confused with what my mind had just watched when I saw Inception. But I was like, I don't fully understand what I just saw, but I absolutely loved it. Was my reaction from Inception. My reaction from Tenet was I don't understand what I just listened to. It
what you
looked
listened to,
Yeah, it
not
looks really
visual, not
pretty.
not not what you saw, but what you listened to.
Yeah. It looks really pretty, but I didn't enjoy the characters enough. There wasn't enough chemistry between the actors and all, I think.
I mean, at the same time, when your name is protagonist, I don't expect you even have a chemistry with anybody right there. I'm just a protagonist.
Mm.
Am I gonna have a relationship with somebody? No, not really. But I would definitely say the special effects were cool. Like I said, I definitely like
Yeah.
seeing the special effects. Like that was one positive that I can say about the movie that I understand was the special effects. Other than that, though, like my mind, I was like getting mind fucked like throughout the whole entire movie.
Mm.
Like psh, like someone was just beating the crap out of me right in my mind. I'm just like fucking exploded. Pause. But yeah, man, it was just only a mind of a level 9,000 intellect will be able to understand this movie. But like I said, I feel to a lot of people now. Actually, yes, you're a Christopher Nolan fan. Do you think he tries to get his audience to see the movie twice? Does he make like in a lot of his movies? Does he like make the audience think a lot? Because like
Yeah, if
it's rare for me
you
to go back to a theater to try like, okay, what did I miss in this movie? It's very rare for me to do that.
I think no one really likes to push the boundaries of storytelling, and typically it's with how he uses time in his films. Uh, and I think he has an obsession with nonlinear storytelling. And because our brains are so in, there's always that beginning and end with any story that you tell. Because no one is kind of chopping up the timeline and moving stuff around,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it very difficult to follow because our brains want to have things in a neat line. And he's like, no, 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 we're just going to move stuff around.
Yeah, because
I guess is it's not all his films I had to watch a second time. Like Memento, Inception, and I guess Tenet are the three that you definitely need to watch more than once to understand. The Prestige, you probably would like to. It's probably a good idea to watch it a second time, um, but you don't need to. Interstellar. Uh, I'm blanking on that other one. Insomnia.
mm,
Those ones you can watch once, and I think you'll understand the movie.
yeah,
I don't think I missed anything. Oh, then Dunkirk the same way. Like if you watch it once, you're fine.
okay.
Um, but not counting following. But anyway, um, yeah, I think it's just it's the nonlinear storytelling. It's like he's just trying to do something different.
And I respect
Uh,
that.
yeah,
You always don't want a straightforward movie, you know what I mean? Like if you understand, like not saying that they're boring, but it's like it's always good to go a different route. Like don't do what everybody else is doing, and I said, completely respect that.
yeah. In the age that we're in now, where it's just reboots and sequels and all
Yeah,
that, it's just all the same of what we've already seen. It's nice to see a director try something new.
yeah,
Instead, but at the same time, there's some days where I just want to watch some velociraptors eat a dude, and I'll watch Jurassic Park. It's like we all have those days. Like, just be prepared. This is not going to be a film that you can shut your brain off during.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta be focused. Like you can't like miss a single thing. And even
Mm-hmm.
my friend Christina, my friend Christina was with us, and she's a very, very smart girl. You know what I mean? She was having a little bit of a hard time understanding what the movie was too. Like I said, I think it's if you don't understand this movie, it's not there's no shame in saying it. You know what I mean? Because it was I I like that. I would say there's more people that were a little bit more confused than people that actually like got it the first try. I mean, if you got this your first view, props to you. I might think you're lying, but props to you. Because like I said, I'm not gonna lie to my eyes and say, "Hey, yeah, I got this shit." Like, no, like I said, this is more like this podcast. This is more on Jesse's thoughts on than my thoughts. I'm just giving you like my things what I like a little bit, but not like my full out review. This is more on Jesse's side because like I said, if I understand this movie, I would have been like have more of a dialogue conversation with Jesse. With me, I'm just like saying, Jesse, the floor is all yours. You
Yeah,
you explain it right there.
I don't know if you necessarily need to be smart to understand this film. I think this one is more so dialogue is very hard to follow. It's
Yeah,
hard to hear. It's done so quickly. But there is a certain element of you have to kind of uh, like I don't want to say like unlock your mind, but just
unlock your
go into this
mind.
movie
Erase
knowing
everything from your mind. Just let it all go. Erase everything from your mind. Let it be your mind be completely blank.
you
Like
have to
forget
almost
everything.
like there's definitely that suspension of belief, but you just have to go into this understanding that It's very abstract is the best way to explain it because of the nonlinear storytelling.
And there you go. Jesse said it the best. The best way, because like I said, maybe if you listen to me, you're gonna be like, "What?" But I mean, like I said, it's completely
But I think
understandable.
that's what most people are going to say, "What?" at the end of watching this movie,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's an acceptable response. I
yeah.
won't shame you. I mean, if you're texting during the movie, I will shame you. But
If you're what?
uh, if you're texting and watching this movie, I will shame you. But I mean, if you watch this and can't follow it, I won't.
I know. I honestly did peek behind you, like looking, and you had to literally like. I saw you just focus, like you had to lean towards
Yeah,
lean towards.
I was trying to hear better
I
because I
could
was getting so annoyed I couldn't hear anything.
I couldn't tell like I was saying was like, yo, Jesse's really focusing this film. And it was like, no, I just couldn't hear. I couldn't hear. Like
Yeah.
you had the look. You had the Jesse like, oh, I'm focused. I'm focused, man. And he's like, nah, dude, I just couldn't hear. I'm over here
No,
like
I was really focused. I was just trying to understand it, and I was having such a hard time with that.
I'm over here like relaxing my feet. I'm in this lounge chair. I'm like, I understand him. You're just like, focus, focus.
I was also at the last row of the theater
Yeah,
in
you
the
were.
corner, so there was a wall kind of blocking some of the sound too.
Mm,
Uh, so that probably didn't help it for me, but
yeah.
you know.
And then I said this was the first theater we went that I think we both went into during this whole pandemic. There wasn't a whole lot of people in the theater, which is I guess which was a good thing.
Maybe like
And it did.
14. They've been social distancing. Yeah,
What's up?
I think there might have been like 14 people there.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think this movie. I don't think the goal was to have every seat filled.
Hmm.
Like I don't think that would have been a good. I don't think that would have been a good idea. And yeah, by the way, so we went, if you live in Pennsylvania, we went to the movie tavern in Allentown, and the burger that I had there was it was pretty chill. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I think everyone's hypes up the food from movie tavern. Have you ever had food from there?
No,
No. And this was your first time in there, right? Have you been in that theater before?
no, that was my first time. They built the movie tavern in Trexler Town after I moved out of my parents.
Okay.
Once Sarah and I got married.
Yeah, yeah, that's my first time at the theater too. You know, and listen, it's a nice theater. Like the scenery is like definitely nice. You know what I mean? It's very beautiful. But
Hmm.
like for me, it's like I'm not gonna go there like each time I want to see a movie and I gotta drive an hour away. Like I'll go to a movie near me, which I'm not sure when the Regal Theater's gonna be open again. Like they say they're opening soon, but like I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. So were you able to like get like all the things that you want to talk about on Tenet, or was there like a couple things that you missed that you want to talk about?
No, I think we've been pretty thorough. That's my thoughts on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, when do you plan on do you still plan on seeing this movie anytime soon again, or wait until it comes out on Blu-ray
I don't
or like
know.
on TV?
I get the feeling because of all the lockdowns, they're probably going to end up doing a video on demand with it.
Mm,
I might give it a bit and see if they do. That way, I can just watch it with the subtitles.
yeah,
I mean, regardless, I'm going to buy it because I need to buy all the Nolan
I'm gonna say yeah.
films.
You're a Christopher Nolan guy, so I mean, I would expect you to watch the movie. I mean, get the movie on Blu-ray. Now, not saying I'm not changing subject, but remember how we said on Friday I was gonna watch, hopefully see Mulan with the family. Well, that
Hmm.
didn't happen. And first off, I gotta pay $30 to see it. Although I already have Disney Plus, which I can't. I'll say this: I get why they want to pay for it because you know it was supposed to be a film that, but we went straight to a streaming services. But the $30 thing is a little bit too much. I think it would have been better if it was 10, maybe
Yeah.
$10. I probably would have paid.
I really do not. I'm not a fan that Disney is doing that because I'm paying for your service.
Yeah,
Why am I having to pay more money to watch one movie? I don't plan on buying Mulan because of that. Because you know, if Disney makes a lot of money off of this, they're just going to keep doing it. If there is backlash against what they're doing with Mulan, then I don't think they will. But I know my mom was planning on buying it to watch with my sister, so I might see if I can just watch it on their Disney Plus account. Um, but we were planning on dropping Disney Plus once our free year subscription's up, because the only thing we really watched on that was Mandalorian.
Hmm.
Um, but
No, I watched the other shows. I watched a Marvel show. I actually rewatching the let me see, the X-Men shows because it's when I watched the X-Men, yeah, I enjoyed it, but like I didn't really like know the I didn't really like, knew like what was going on if you get what you get where I'm coming from.
mm,
Yeah, so I'm just rewatching the stuff like that. But yeah, like I just $30, man, that's just a bit too much. You know what I
now,
mean?
granted, if you have a big family, you know, if you got two or three kids, and you're normally paying, $100 to go to the movies, you, your wife, and three kids, it's cheaper to do the $30. But if you're just watching on your own, it's not really worth it, I think.
Oh, by the way, I know we were talking about the X-Men. I saw my X-Men, but like R.I.P. to Norman Spencer, the voice actor that played Cyclops in that an animated show. Like he recently passed away, so quick R.I.P. to
Mhm.
him. And like I said, back to the whole Mulan thing. Like I said, I kind of get why they want to pay a little bit extra on the Disney Plus because like I said this movie was supposed to be in theaters. They gotta try to get some of that money back. But I just feel as though $30 is like pushing it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now there's been like mixed reviews on. Some people say that it's bad. Some people say that it's good. Now let's not act like this is the first live action movie that we've seen from Disney. Like I think 101 Dalmatians was the start of it with the whole live action Disney animated movies, if I'm correct.
Is it 102 or something?
Or
I don't
the
know. That was a while ago, right?
Yeah, it was like back in the 90s. So I mean, yeah, like Disney has been doing live action ones for a while now. They're just like it's just saying it's like now they're doing it
Mhm.
more often now. You were
Yeah.
puzzled by that.
Well, we'll have to see it to be the judge of that on whether. No, no. I mean, Mulan was my favorite Disney movie, but from what I've been hearing, like it's pulling. They're removing a lot of things that I think gave Mulan its heart. Like Mushu's not even in it, and I don't know. I'll see it with my parents, but
Yeah,
we'll have to see if I actually like it or not.
yeah.
Because I heard it's like there's no blood at all in the movie. An action movie with no blood just is weird.
I mean, for the kids though too, you gotta look at it that way. They got
Yeah.
pan towards the kids. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah. If I'm seeing a little bit of a war, I'm like, yeah, I want to see some blood, man. Like, let me see something. Like I said, I understand you don't want to like,
Well, the animated film got around it by making stuff more implied,
yeah,
where they had the training at the camp, and then they get to the battlefield, and like it's already decimated.
yeah.
So like they got around the gore by making it more implied, and then the fight scene in the mountains wasn't an actual like sword fighting scene because
No.
it had been ended with the rocket. So they kind of found ways to get around it, but just from the trailers, it looks more heavy on the sword fighting aspect of it. But yeah,
When I get a chance to see it, if it becomes a little bit cheaper, then yeah. Now, granted, once you buy it, do you like potentially own it, or is it like a rental thing for a couple of days?
you have it for as long as you are subscribed to Disney Plus,
Okay. Uh,
which I don't really like that.
as
Because
long
I'm
as
already paying $7 a month in order to access your streaming service, and then now
you make me
I'm paying
want
30 more dollars, and then if I stop paying $7 a month, you're taking that movie away from me. I don't like that.
yeah, it's like when you already paid for it, and that's why I want to tell gamers this. This is why I like buying physical copies of a game rather than me just freaking downloading a game. Because you don't, because when you download a game,
Mhm.
you don't potentially really own it. If something crashes down with
Mhm.
the online service, you can't play it. Or if I have the disc, I potentially really own it. So I want to tell people, understand this whole new school is just online. But let me tell you something right now. Us old school guys, when you own something, own a physical copy of it. Do not, if it's only digital, okay, fine, whatever. But like, you have a choice between a digital or physical copy. Physical, like physical, like for the PS5, I'm getting a physical edition. Not a digital. I'm getting physical, like all physical. I'm not a fan of
Mhm.
everything going digital right now. I'm just not. It's not.
Mhm.
I mean, I understand it's a new wave, but it's like old school gamers gotta speak up, man. I'm speaking up. Like physical all day. I mean, like honestly, even if there's a sale for this, like Grant, I haven't played Devil May Cry 5. I know it's like way off topic, but like I'll see it on sale on PlayStation Plus at a really good deal. But I'm just like, nah, man, I gotta get that physical copy. I'm not down for the
Mhm.
whole digital stuff.
Mhm.
Not with it. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be like a very like short video. It's just, but Grant, we went a little bit off topic, but that's okay. We're gonna do that a lot with our podcast. But yeah, this was a very quick video slash audio recording. You know, just Jesse's giving his big boy thoughts on Tenet. You know what I mean? I'm just the idiot that's sitting there saying, yeah, I'm understanding. Yeah, I don't know shit. I'm just saying yes along. I'm lying to the public right now. But yeah, sure, yeah, sure. Because it J stands for genius. That meme. I couldn't stop laughing at that meme. I could not stop.
Anyway, anyway, let's bring it back, Arl.
Let's bring it back. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. But yeah, man, that's it for the Tenet review thoughts. Now, if you do see this movie again, I would like to discuss with you your full. I would say your full review. I would say this might be your appetizer or 50% review until you actually watch it again. Because here's my thing: this is when it comes to games. Like when you give a review on something, actually no, games and movies will be different because a game. I have people say I played it. I can't remember a review on it, but let me play it again. I had their thoughts on it. Like, no, you already played the game already, so how would you want to play it again and give it different thoughts on it? Now with a movie, that's a bit different because you might be confused. See it again, and be like, okay, now I understand it now. If you follow my drift. Hope you follow my drift. Oh God, Jesse, you're paused. Crap, Jesse, you still there? Fudge. My internet's still good. Oh yeah, you like froze.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but I was saying it's like watching a movie again for a review and then playing a game again, it's like different things. I feel so for a movie,
Yeah.
you have to rewatch them to fully understand. Whereas a game, you play it once, that's it. Like there's your review right there.
Yeah.
You can't go back and be like, oh hey, let me change my review. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. But yeah, like I said,
Mhm.
would you wanna do another like discussion about this when you like fully understand the grasp of it? And then I guess maybe that would be your spoiler one, I guess.
See, I don't know when. Yeah, I guess we could do a spoiler review. I don't know when I'm going to be able to watch it again. It's kind of hard with
Yeah, no.
being a dad to
Oh yeah,
find
yeah,
the
of
day
course, of
off,
course, of course. Yeah.
and then with that's just buying a house. I know there's a lot of stuff we're slowly chipping away at the boxes that are needing to be unpacked. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel pretty confident with what I was saying about the movie, and I think that's how most people are going to react.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I guess maybe we could discuss a little bit of our future. Okay, I know we're in September, but next month is October. I feel as though we should try to like find some, and I can't believe I'm mentioning this, but maybe try to find some horror co-op games that we can play online with some people. So I
Mhm.
can't believe me of all people is like like giving this into thought. Like having me, it's like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to play a horror game and get scared shitless? No, I sure you that one game.
Yeah. I don't really have a gaming PC though, is the problem.
I think it's on PS4 too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You also showed me that
We
one.
need more people to play.
Yeah, we do. I'll try to find some people. That's time I went from, hey, we want to play. He's like, nah, man, I don't do scary things. But like, he has a YouTube channel. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Like, if it is a, then again, I'm not gonna say his name. He did walk out of it after the first scene. So like, yeah. You saw the? Did you see the movie
Hmm.
yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
saw the
saw.
first one.
Yeah, you saw. Yeah, like he said he left the movie after the scene where like Georgie got killed. He said he walked out the theater. I'm like, oh snap! Like I know I get scared
Hmm.
easily, but like I ain't gonna do that. First of all, I paid my money. I paid my ticket, so I'm not gonna walk out the theater after paying my ticket. So hell no, I'm not gonna do it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we'll
Hmm.
try to find some people right there. So I try to do a whole Mario Kart video of like us and the crew, like you, like your
Hmm.
sister and your brother. Hopefully, we get Mason in that too. It's like I said, everyone has different schedules. You're a dad, you know what I mean. Like it's very hard to get like everyone together. But like I said, I'm still gonna try. Still, I'm not gonna give up on doing that though. Like I'm still gonna trying to find a day. Hopefully, we can all do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so any last words you want to say to the viewers? And don't bring up mayonnaise. I already said F mayonnaise, so you can't bring that up.
All right, what are your thoughts on guacamole? Do you like guacamole?
I don't like guac. I don't hate guac as much as I
You've
hate
gone too
mayonnaise.
far. You've gone too far. Oh,
I don't feel good
you can
when I
insult mayo.
eat.
You can't insult guac.
You're gonna say, you know what?
You can insult mayo. You can't insult guacamole.
I'm not insult like I don't hate guac. You know what I mean? Like when I ate it the two times, I didn't feel good. Like
Hmm.
I honestly, for me, it's hard for me to look at guac sometimes. I just feel like my stomach just feels all like,
It's like
ugh.
baby poop. Yeah.
It looks like throw up sometimes. Like there's a
Yeah.
meme. I have a meme that has when people say they like guac, and it's all like ugh, ugh, but then somebody I went to middle school with comment and says, "Looks like you have my kid's taste buds."
Mm.
Bars. It's like
Mm.
damn bars. But nah, man, like I just don't like guac. I know it's good for you too, but I can't, man. I can't. Like I said, I
Mm.
don't hate guac.
Fair.
If you want to eat guac, that's
Mm.
fine. But you want to eat mayonnaise around me, you're dead to me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So if you value your life, I wouldn't. Oh, I got something. I wouldn't. You know, have that. Have that guac or have that guac around me. I love you, man. Let's just. I value your friendship. I value our friendship in your life. Don't make me have to end your life. Please don't make me have to end your life. You know what I mean? I forgot the guy's name.
Mhm.
Like you haven't seen this movie, but it's in called New Jack City. I don't want to be like Nino killing my best friend. He had tears in
Mm.
his eyes. So don't
Okay.
make me do that to you.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Like I said, if you are a Christopher Nolan fan, go see this movie. If you like, very complex movies, see this movie. If you're like, I said, we're not hating on it. We're not hating on it. I'm just like confused by it. But like I said, you're a Nolan fan, if you like complex movies, or if you like good movies in general, I would recommend this film. I think Jesse would co-sign on that too.
Mm. Yeah, but depending on if you're a huge Nolan fan, definitely see in theaters. If you're more if on Nolan, I would say wait till it comes out on DVD
Okay.
or on demand.
Now, actually, would you say so? Honestly, well, did you see a lot of movies this year in 2020? Something like what was your favorite movie in
Mm.
2020 you've seen so far? That's pretty much you've only seen only a few movies this year.
I only saw two. I think I saw Birds of Prey and no, what did we see for our anniversary?
Yeah.
Oh, we saw Weathering with You. That I saw Weathering with You. I saw Birds of Prey, and I saw Tenet. And I might say Weathering with You was my favorite, but that was my first experience in the 4DX theater, and that I thought was the coolest part of it. So it was more of the experience that I liked than the actual movie.
I saw Avengers Endgame in 4DX. That was pretty cool. I did say when the seats were moving and stuff like that, I yelled to the theater, "How am I gonna eat my popcorn?" And then the theater just starts laughing at it because it's literally like it's moving over and stuff. And I'm like, "Yo, how am I gonna eat my popcorn with the freaking these seats moving like this? Like, come on, man!"
Mhm.
That was. I mean, like, it's cool, but I'm just like, God damn, man, it's hard to eat my food with this shit.
Mhm.
So that's any last word. Like I said, any last words once again, Jesse or nah?
Nope.
All right,
I'm good.
guys. All right, Knuckles family and friends. That's it for today. We're out of here. And always remember, there's no such thing as a life better than yours. Take care.